You're watching E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Share and subscribe.
Now I am become death, the destroyer of worlds.
Hey guys, welcome to Entertainment Talk Nation. This is Rob. This video, we're going to do Godzilla 2014 30 for 30 Day 10. Yes. Day 10. 10 days. Wow. Can you believe it? There's two reasons I'm looking forward to the ending of this countdown. Number one, Godzilla. Number two, a day off. 30 days, man. Wow. I mean, I pump out a lot of videos a day sometimes. Sometimes I'll do anywhere between 2 and 5, depending. But I do have like days where I just don't do a video, like mainly the weekends I don't do any at all. But 30 straight days, man, crazy. All right, so today's question I think is going to be a fun question. I picked this one because it looks a lot of fun. It's nothing elaborate, nothing crazy. It's just straight up how you would want to see this, and this actually comes from the Batboy12345, and his question is: if you could choose one way for Godzilla to kill the 8-legged Muto, how would you choose for Godzilla to kill it? Oh man, very violently. I'm talking like, oh my god. I mean, he's got 8 legs. We got to rip off a couple of limbs, right? Absolutely. I'm talking like, I want to see it look. I want it to be like Godzilla went to like Crab Fest, that Red Lobster, just picking legs off, and you know what I mean, like straight up. Yeah, I would definitely want it to be. I mean, I want it to be a brutal fight. You know, one thing I love about some of the Godzilla movies, even the older ones, is that he's had some grueling battles before, and there's some battles where he looks like he's been down and out, and then he comes out of nowhere, and the last surge of adrenaline, and he pulls out a victory, and sometimes he pulls it out pretty soundly. I mean, once again, and I know I reference this movie a lot because this is one of my favorite movies from the Showa series, but Godzilla vs. Mechagodzilla, man, when he's laying there and he's bleeding and all this and all that, and he gets up and he reaches that surge of power, and he pulls Mechagodzilla to him, and then he just kind of rips his head off. Oh, come on. So I'm thinking in this one, right? The Godzilla and the 8-legged Muto, they meet up and they're duking it out. You know, he's using his 8 legs, like punching him here, and Godzilla's whacking him with a tail, and they fight. Finally, Godzilla cocks his neck back and he shoots his atomic breath, and it doesn't necessarily kill the Muto, because I'm going to give the Muto some credit that there's some pretty powerful animals, but it just renders him like useless. Like he's just, it was like a death blow without the death. It's like he's on the edge of death, and then Godzilla just comes up to him and he starts just ripping off his legs, biting his legs off, you know, poking his eyes out. I mean, I just want him to tear him to shreds. Just that's it. I want it. Yeah, I would. I don't know how the monsters fights are going to be in a movie. Obviously, we'll find out in 10 days. But I'm expecting it to be not. It's not going to be campy. We know that. It's not going to be him jabbing, and you know what I mean? As much fun as that is to see, and look, I'll be honest, even if I watch it now, I still enjoy watching that because it's fun. It's that cheesy goodness, nostalgia that we grew up with. But in this movie, I know it's going to be a serious fight. It's going to be very violent. It's going to be very destructive. I'm actually, and aside from this question, answering it, I want my fights to be very violent. I am also interested to see the kind of collateral damage these fights are going to cause. That is also very interesting because that's another thing that, even when you saw that in the older Toho movies, it didn't seem as dramatic because, as we all have gotten older and as the years have passed, watching Godzilla movies, it's very obviously fake. Where in this movie, you actually see people there. Like, the Godzilla fights in the movies, you know, you always see there's nobody in the city. Every time Godzilla's about to get to the city, you always see the cliche people running out the city. And then you get, oh, and let's not forget this. You always get that one person that's part of the law enforcement going like this. Blowing the whistle. Watch any Godzilla movie. That person is always there. There's always that one person that, like, just hordes of people are running by with a hard hat, and he's going like this. You know, doing the March of the King reviews, that's one thing I've noticed that's always cracked me up, is there's always that one guy there just waving people by, and it's hilarious. But yeah, so simple question, real fun. I mean, I would definitely love to see a nice grueling battle, you know, where it just goes back and forth for a long period of time, where Godzilla has to use his breath to pretty much nullify the Muto, and then he finishes him off by just doing like almost like a Mortal Kombat brutality or fatality. He just goes up to him and he starts like ripping out, like he just bites parts off of his body. You know, because if you're looking at real animals, that's what they do. They just bite at each other, and until one of them just can't take it anymore, you know, they die from the blunt force trauma and the bleeding. So I would love to see him just annihilate a Muto just by biting him and blunt force trauma and just picking off his limbs. But that's just me. That's too violent. Yeah, it's a PG-13 movie, but it's monster violence. That doesn't really count for rated R. So, but anyway, guys. So just to go over the question one more time, if you could choose one way for Godzilla to kill the 8-legged Muto, how would you choose for Godzilla to kill it? And this is an interesting question now because we have a good idea of what the 8-legged Muto looked like in the Asia trailer when you see it in the background in Vegas. So, and it's a big boy. It would be a tough fight for Godzilla. He's a big boy, or she's a big boy, whatever gender they are. But that's it. That's it. Be back tomorrow night for day 9. Yes. Yes. This is Rob signing off for E.T.N, where we don't do news, we just talk entertainment. Take it easy.
Thank you for watching E.T.N. Don't forget to subscribe and join the Nation Facebook page.